Motivation. I'm motivated. But what do you do when motivation is not enough? You rely on your work ethic. You rely on your discipline. That's my mentality. Now let's get it.
The stage, please welcome Julian Peters.
What's going on, everybody? This is Julian back with my Mentality podcast. For those of y'all listening, welcome back to my voice. For those of y'all watching, say hello to my beautiful face. There you go. Today, we got a special guest. This is actually one of the guys. So I give credit to 4 or 5 dudes that I feel like kind of helped inspire me as a competitor. This is one of them. He's probably got one of the most famous signature poses in the men's physique game. Mr. Antoine Williams, how's it going?
Hey, it's going good, man. Just getting off work, trying to get through this traffic.
I understand. You still in Texas?
Yeah, bro. I ain't going nowhere. Born and bred, bro.
And that's Dallas area, or?
Yeah, it's I guess you can call it DFW, Dallas Fort Worth.
Okay.
But I work in Fort Worth.
You working for Fort Worth? Okay. So my dad and all my family on his side is from Houston.
Okay, yeah. It's
So,
right down the road.
Yeah, I used to be in Missouri City every summer.
Yeah. I love Houston though, man. I love going down there and especially shopping and some of the restaurants that they got.
Yeah, for sure. So for the first, I guess, moving forward with the conversation, what got you into bodybuilding?
My mom.
That's a first. That is a
My
first.
My mom used to compete. She did a few shows back in like 1987, and I used to go with her and watch her train and go through the diet process. I mean, things were different back then, but yeah, that was my inspiration. What got me even looking at bodybuilding, and then later in life, when I realized I wasn't just go play basketball anywhere, so I started lifting weights with my father-in-law. He was like my male role model coming up. I've been with my wife since I was 16, so we pretty much grew up together, and her father took me on his wings, and we used to lift, and man, that dude used to make me eat a lot, so I started growing. And then, later on when I got on the police department after I got out of the military, one of my buddies did a show, and I was like, man, I asked him about it, and he gave me his diet, which is a no-no, but he gave me his diet, and I stuck to it and did my first show. My first show was 2000. Yeah, I did Europa back in 2006, lightweight bodybuilding, and I'm not showing none of those pictures.
Yeah, I was gonna ask because I'm like, the men's physique division wasn't out then, was it?
No, bro. The funny thing about it, men's physique came about years after I thought I was done competing. I had some devastating knee injuries, and I had 6 knee surgeries. So,
Oh, wow.
You can't get them legs right, with the knee injury that I sustained. So I thought I was done. And then my friend Dre Dillard called me, and she knew that I still wanted to compete. But, as far as me trying to get that size on my legs physically, I can't get there, what I'm saying, with the condition on my knee. So she was like, they got this new division coming out, men's physique. And so I took a look at it, and it was totally different back then. The look, they didn't require the dry look, to be ripped up and all that stuff. They just want you to have like a beach body. Even the posing is different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I gave it a shot. And my first show there was, I think it was Prince Harrison's Lone Star Classic. And I did that, and I did okay. I think I got like 6th on my first go around, and then had another knee surgery, went out, and then I came back and I did the Ronnie Coleman back in, I want to say 2008 or something like that, 2008 or 2013. And I I won. You know, I started winning, and next thing you know, some stuff happened on the job. I lost my job for a little bit, and put my head down, man. And that was like my therapy. Going through everything that I went through was lifting weights and and personal training. So it got to the point where I was like, the only advertising, the best advertising is be myself. So let me get myself in shape. And I started competing and got nationally qualified in Houston, and went to masters, and I turned pro through the master circuit. And if that didn't work, I was going to go and do an just an open show, but it lucked up to where I won in masters, and that started my career in, on the pro stage in 2014. So, and now we're where we're at right now, at the
Yeah,
end of the road.
I'm about to say this, and you're at the end of it. You're not gonna compete anymore.
Nah, man, I think I'm good, bro. You know, it felt good to get back out there.
You're
This
so close,
last time back in
man.
May. Yeah, bro, that kind of stung the way they did it. You know what I'm saying? Calling me out, and having you lead a stage, and you thinking when that happens, you top two, if not, the way I was told, I thought I was in the top spot, and I come back for finals, and I'm in fifth place. I was like, I was confused,
Right.
but I didn't have no expectations in that show. But I did want to, give a solid performance. And so when you put that in my head, then of course, everybody's like, dude, you might be going to the Olympia. I was like, we'll see. And sure enough, no, that wasn't the case. But it was fun. It was a challenge for me to come back from, 2 shoulder surgeries. So I think I proved my point. I still come back and do it at a high level.
Right.
At my age, what I'm saying, I'm 40. That was a victory in itself to me, But I have fun with it, bro. Like, I'm enjoying life and family, and then my career is kind of, I have fun. When you are, you gotta have your head.
Are you there? You're cutting out a little bit on me. You cut out a little bit on me.
Um, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. I think the connection
Yeah,
might
no part you
connection.
lost me on, but yeah, I said, is it still going bad?
Yeah, I
I'm
think
going
you.
through a bad area.
I'm
Hold
about to say
on.
I think you went through a bad area. Give it a second.
Yeah, and you do that right when I get by my house too. So you
Don't
got me
worry,
now?
man. Yeah, we're good.
Okay. But yeah, bro, like I said, it was fun. I've enjoyed it, the experience, the friendships that was made. Meeting Ryan, um, Jay Warren, all of these cats. I knew Jay before we actually got into it, but yeah, like Ryan Hinton, man, like we hit the ground, man, dude. And the prep, what I'm saying, like, kick my trips, my putting myself through that stress.
Right.
So I was like, I was tripping off of that whole time, the whole process with the way he had things going. I was questioning. I was like, you like, bro, trust women, I'm like, damn, all right. Used to doing an hour twice. Um, yeah, everything worked out, bro. But you know,
Antoine, so you cutting out again on me real quick. Hold on. Hold on once. Yeah, we good. There you go. There he is. So, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Now I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah,
So,
I'm in the house.
okay, so what I'll do, I'll just cut that piece out.
Okay.
And I can do that, cut and paste. But you was talking about competing your last, this being the end of the road. If you want to repeat that, I know
Yeah,
you.
yeah. Basically, um, like I said, to be almost at that point where you think you was about to punch a ticket, and either way, it wasn't going to change anything. It was still going to be my last run, but who would not love to go out, through an Olympia on his last run? But
Right.
it wasn't meant to be, and I accept it. I did win the Masters in that show, but I mean, not to discount Masters, but you're judged by the Open.
Right.
So I did get a little taste of victory, and to go out and top 5 on my final show, that was still cool. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I can't continue to compete at that level, and with the job, it being so demanding right now, moving up in the ranks and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it's time, and I'm cool with it. I'm at peace with it. I got
got you.
pictures.
Yeah. Yeah. I still have your tank top.
Yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I pulled that out the other day. I'm like, man, I forgot I had this down here.
That's
In
what's up, bro.
my stringer and tank top box that I got that I
Yeah,
wear.
man.
Yeah, man.
Over the years, you collect a gang of T-shirts with these shows, man.
Yeah, for sure. So, and you've been to the Olympia. If I'm correct.
Yes. I 2017.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, so you've hit the Olympia too. So you kind of got to the biggest point of that on
Yeah.
stage as well. So what, as far as training goes, are you still training? Do you still stay in shape?
Oh yeah, bro. I ain't gonna let that go. You know what I'm saying? It's just I'm not competing no more. I still, try to get in it, and don't let myself go completely. You know what I mean? I don't want to just hang it up like that. I just don't have the time to compete. So I still try to stay in somewhat of a good shape and try to use other things to motivate me to try to lean out, like vacations and things like that. So
Right.
on the beach with a gut. So that's my motivation now.
Right, I got you. So let me ask you this. What advice would you give a guy who's up and coming and wanting to be a men's physique pro?
Man, consistency. Don't expect to be the top dude. You're gonna have to take your L's. A good team, a small team at that. You know what I'm saying? You don't need a whole bunch of people in your ear. And get somebody, if you got a coach, man, because I see a lot of people like to jump from coach to coach, because they don't get their way on the first show. You know what I'm saying? Like, give that coach that time to learn you, and also get you a coach that's not going to be, BSing you and running, just using you for your money. You know what I'm saying? Someone that really cares, that gives you that time. I mean, if you paying top dollar, then you deserve that coach's attention. You know what I'm saying? So I tell people all the time, get you somebody that has a portfolio. You know what I'm saying? Like I see a lot of cats that'll go and do a show and then they become coaches. And I'm like, who would follow you? You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have, like, Ryan is proven. He has so many pros that have won shows, that so many amateurs that have turned pro under him. You know what I mean? So that's a proven individual. And so that's what I looked at. And it was crazy because me and Ryan, we competed so many times against each other through the years.
Yeah.
I never thought that big head dude knew what he was doing as far as being a coach. And my wife was like, Ryan he be turning them into pros a lot, So she was like, I said, you know what, I tried to come back. I was going to use somebody else, but that didn't work. So I hit Ryan up and I was like, man, what do you think? And he's like, bro, let's go. And so, me and Ryan, I've always had a good friendship and everything like that. So I was like, if you'll take me, bro, I'll do it. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, we getting to the Olympia. I was like, I don't know about all that. But, what was crazy is at that last show, he came backstage. He was like, I told you. And I was like, dang, this is crazy. But, you know, like I said, things didn't turn out that way, but I know we gave it our all, and I still feel some kind of way about that one.
Yeah, I understand. So moving to the next topic, man. This is the one. This might be for me, y'all. For those listening or watching, this might be more for Julian for his info and knowledge later. But you mentioned it already. You and your wife. First of all, let me go ahead and say this. I don't know what fountain of youth y'all drink from, but God dang it, you need to share it with the world, because neither one of y'all have aged in 30-something, 40-something years. I feel like it's crazy.
Hey, man, we just try to have fun, and just because we're a certain age, we don't, you know, conform to that.
Right.
Hey.
Thanks.
Hi.
No, we don't. I ain't saying we trying to live and be, you know, young and all of that stuff, but we still, she said I am, but we try to have fun, man. Like, that's what it's all about, keeping things fresh in your marriage. Don't falling into a routine, you know, to where you just take each other for granted. You know what I'm saying? I see that a lot, where people stop enjoying one another. You know, we make time for the kids, but we also make a lot of time for ourselves. You know, we plan trips together. We go out to eat together. I don't need a whole bunch of friends to go out with, you know what I mean?
Right.
At this time, you know, I have more fun, you know, being with my wife than, you know, going out with the fellas. But that's trial, you know, you live and you learn on that one, because there was a point in time where we would go out separately and we were getting more trouble that way, because, you know, 2 o'clock come and you ain't home, you know, it's time, hey, what's going on? Why
Right.
you ain't at the house? You know, so now I can stay out as late as I want because I'm with her. So
Right. No, I like that. I like that. So, and you said you guys have been together since you were 16?
yeah, man, we've been together since 92.
92.
Yeah, I was
92.
16, she was 15, and we got married in 96.
96. So you got married pretty young too.
Yeah, bro, you know, and see my daughter back here TikToking or something. I don't know what she did. But yeah, we got married, bro, back in 96, and a lot of folks were like, dude, you're crazy getting married that early, you know, but you know, when you know, you know, and if I was to lose her, I would be looking for her all over again. And
Right.
that's facts, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, every marriage ain't perfect, but it's perfect for us, and we make it work, you know.
For sure. So as far as I would imagine getting married that young, you're obviously, I mean, you're transitioning, I feel like, you know, through the marriage, becoming a man, she's becoming a woman,
Yeah,
you guys
bro,
are
I
getting
thought I
older.
was a man back then, though.
Right. So what was that like? Because I'm sure you guys are, you know, progressing almost with each other now.
Yeah, it was it's an experience, bro. Like you said, you're growing with that person, and you're changing with that person, but y'all are doing it together. So everything, you know, kind of goes hand in hand, you know, because, you know, she likes the things that I like. We're so used to each other. Like, I can finish a sentence or just look at her and know what she's thinking or what she's gonna say, and vice versa. She can tell when I'm lying. It's a certain thing that my mouth do, and I don't understand it to this day, but she know. And, you know, that's how much she knows me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that just comes with time. And you know, like I said, you go through some ups and downs in marriage, but it's worth fighting for. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you find that person that's your true soulmate, you know what I'm saying? You can't live without that person. Like, you can be mad all day with them and stuff like that, but something will bring you back to her, you know,
Right.
or vice versa. So,
Right.
yeah, man, that's my best friend. That's my dog, you know.
That's awesome.
So, she helped. Man, she done all these shows with me, bro. Like,
That
you
was
know
my
how it
next
is in
question.
NPC.
That was my next question. How was the bodybuilding experience with that?
Oh, bro, I can tell you, from when I first started this journey doing bodybuilding, I was selfish, and I thought that everybody was supposed to be on this journey with me. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm dieting, y'all can't have food in the house. You
Right.
know, I was snapping at people, you know, and they would actually, my family got to the point where they looked forward for me to go out of town to do a show so they could get a break. I didn't learn that until after the fact, but I was like, damn, just hearing my daughters mock me and stuff and how I used to behave whenever I was on prep was, you know, it was eye-opening. You know, with these last 2 shows I did, I was just like, I'd never be that person again. And you don't know it when you're going through it, because all you focus on is trying to get to that stage, and you got to stick to your routine. You got to get your cardio in. Meanwhile, your family want to go out to eat, and you getting mad because you got to pay $30 for a piece of chicken that you got in the refrigerator to get specially cooked at a restaurant that don't necessarily have diet food.
Right.
But you're not looking at the quality time aspect. You're looking at the pockets. You know what I'm saying? So it was trial by error. And then also, you know, like competing, they sitting out in the crowd watching the whole time. Like when I turned pro, they was finally relieved because, you know, they got a set schedule for when the pros go on. Back in the day in NPC, man, you don't know what time you're going on. So they just sitting out in the crowd, you backstage, you know, and that was for years, you know. So she done been through the whole thing, bro. She can tell me when I'm on, when I'm off. You know, she tell me what my posing like. That was my posing coach. She tell me when my lats ain't out, or no, don't do that move right there. Cause you know, I like to, you know, do a little extra on my poses. And so
again,
you know,
that's one of the reasons I pose the way I do.
Yes, sir.
People don't realize I'm serious, man. Like the flare and stuff. I remember watching you hit your signature pose. I'm just like, that's it. Like, that's what I want. That's not, I can't just come out here I'm black. Like, I can't come out here and just be a robot. Like, we got sauce, man.
Hey, bro, and that's the thing. Like, this is what I tell dudes all the time, man. When you getting up on stage, man, you got to give these people a show, bro. Like, you got folks that's paying all this money that probably don't understand bodybuilding. They come just to see you, and you're going to come up there and do a basic front, and get off.
Right.
And they don't spend $50 to see your ass. No, bro. So, you know, I ain't saying go over and do crazy stuff on stage. Like I've seen some dudes overdo it.
Yeah.
Just bring your uniqueness out. What's different about you? You know what I mean? And I was never the biggest dude on stage, but I made sure my posing was on. Right. You know, whenever I get my routine time, I think that helped me, you know. At least a judge told me that. She was like, you are not the biggest person, but your posing is what stands out. And that's what makes me want to see you in the finals and stuff like that. So I tell guys all the time, man, practice your posing. Don't copy other people's routine. You can maybe take something from it, but be you. You know what I'm saying? Get up there and treat it like, you know, you don't know none of these people. So it ain't no sense in being nervous. You up there now. You know what I'm saying? Go up there and get them that 10 seconds of you. You know what I'm saying? And leave it all on the stage. And that's what I try to do. I try to make it uncomfortable for the dude that's going behind me.
Yeah, I no. That's a fact. It's a fact. And I feel the same way, but I didn't recently start. I've always loved posing, and I've always loved the art of posing, and I watch it all the time. I coach people in pose. Like, that's one of the things I love to do. I didn't realize that, like, the importance of the art of it until I sit down and thought about it. Like you just said, like, people are coming to see a show. Like, this is my chance for, even if you, and I don't want to say this because that's not my mentality of, oh, I didn't win. But if your pose is that good, you'll be the talk of the show, win or lose. Like, you know what I mean? I want to win, but people still gonna be like, hey man, like, did you see that one dude hit that move? I've seen this before, you know, so.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. And not looking goofy when you're doing it. Some cats be trying to be too unique and just doing, you know, I'm like, bro, why are you doing a rear double bicep?
Bro, that just popped into my head when you said, I swear to God, I was going to say, these dudes hitting these bodybuilding poses on stage make no sense to me.
Oh, man, I look at that and I just be like, they taken away from the game, man. Like, just stick to, you know, be unique without throwing a whole nother division into this division. You know what I'm saying? Like, you shouldn't have to flex like that. If this is what you're doing, this is physique. We're not known for flexing and doing crab poses and all that stuff like that. It's a different type of posing that you have to do. And people see videos, and then when they come see me and I run them through, and they like, damn, I didn't know it was this hard. I'm like, yeah, you got to put some thought in this stuff, bro. It's not just you walk up there and it just magically happens. You got to know what you're doing, bro. Like, and like I tell people all the time, if you believe in yourself and what you're doing, don't be afraid to invest in yourself.
Right.
You cut corners, then that's what you're going to look like on stage. Crap.
Right.
You know? That goes from coaching, that goes from posing, that goes from even all the way down to selecting your trunks. If you get some cheap ass trunks with elastic in them, you know, like, bro, come on, man. What
Have
is you
you
doing?
been to any shows recently?
Yes.
Have you seen how short these shorts are getting?
Yeah, that's like I said, bro, from the time when I came in the game, it's evolved. Now cats wearing spandex on stage, and I don't know, man. You know, they'll always take shots at me and be like, "It's because you ain't got no legs." I ain't never claimed to have the biggest legs, bro. I done had surgery. I still made it work. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? But I ain't trying to change my shorts and stuff like that. That's why people are, starting to say physique is starting to look like classic bodybuilders and stuff like that. It's just, I guess it's evolved to that, and that's what the judges are wanting. That's what they're rewarding. So,
Man, I honestly, I think it goes in. I think this is a bit of insecurity within the division, because for so long that stigma was Miss Physique guys don't
train legs.
They don't train legs. So I think a lot of dudes are doing it because they want to show that off. My thing is, we ain't got to do that on stage. Y'all go to my Instagram. I'll show you what I can do all day.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it don't have to be on
absolutely.
stage.
Yeah. And I think that it comes down to the judges. If they're rewarding that, then, do you blame others for trying to do that too? If they see the top people getting rewarded for it, then shit, I think that's the way it's going. Everybody's like, okay, now we're going with the shorter shorts or whatever. And this is not taking no shots at anybody. It's just you doing what you got to do to try to compete with the top cats.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And these guys are showing their legs, And I know physique is, head to toe, but for the stage, what they're judging on, it's not required.
Right.
And I think Andre said it best. He was like, I got legs, but that's not what they're judging me for. So what the hell am I up here trying to show my legs for?
Yep.
And dude got some crazy legs.
He
just
does too
today. So,
Man.
But he don't have to show that.
Right.
Look at what I'm being judged on. And that's facts.
Right. No, I agree for sure. So yeah, man. All right. So moving on to the next thing, man, because I know we could talk about that for another hour. But moving on to the next thing, and one thing I really wanted to hit on was your profession and what you do. First of all, I want to tell you, thank you, because for your service, both military and on the force. It's appreciated. And I know, especially being a Black man and doing what you do, you're seeing two perspectives. You see, everybody's side and trying to be, the positive influence on top of that. So can you just kind of talk about, what it's like to go through that on a daily basis and what we've been dealing with? Not too political like we discussed, but
Yeah. Basically, man, this profession is not a popular profession anymore. It's like everybody's flipped the script on us. This job used to be considered a prestigious job. We were heroes, and now it has a black eye, unfortunately, because of some of the past events. And somewhat I don't, fault people for feeling that way, especially the ones that have been mistreated by law enforcement. But just like I'm pretty sure everybody's heard that saying, one bad apple spoils a whole bunch. And, that's in any profession. You know what I'm saying? Like, even in bodybuilding, you get one bodybuilder that's, abusing things and, supplements and stuff like that, then they think all bodybuilders do that. Mm-hmm. Same thing in law enforcement. You get one bad incident or find a corrupt cop, they think all of us are that way. And so the media takes that and they flip it and give us the stigma that we're the bad people. They don't never want to show nothing good that we do. They don't show the elderly people that we go out and we install air conditioning units, or the kids that we mentor, the shoes and clothes that we donate, and, get these kids into, junior police officer schools and things of that nature to try to get them to stay on the right path when they have all of this stuff that's pulling them to go to the streets, and we're trying to hold them and get them over here and keep on a straight path. I see a lot of cop bashing, and like I said, that's the only thing you see on social media. Everybody got a camera and they're trying to go viral. You know what I mean? It could be a cop getting his ass whooped, and it's gonna be people recording instead of trying to help that man. You know, that's a father, that's a brother, that's somebody's husband, that needs help. And that's what I hope that people will, come to my aid if I'm in a situation like that. But when you have that uniform on, you the ops, like they say in them songs, you the ops, and they don't care until they need you. And then once they done with you, you back to being the ops. You know what I'm saying? But I signed up for it, so I'm not complaining about it. But I am aware that we do have we're targets out here. Rest in peace to the officer that was killed in Chicago in an ambush. And not to get too political, but when they legalize guns for everybody, you don't have to have a license to carry. You got these assault rifles and stuff out here. I mean, that's stuff that's gonna happen. You know what I mean? Like, we making traffic stops at night, not knowing what we walking up on. You know what I mean? In the dark, and then everybody, we supposed to like go out here and do this job and just expect everybody's armed. So I'm not supposed to get alarmed if I see a dude walking through Home Depot with a rifle on his shoulder or a gun. Like, bro, you going to get some damn power tools. What do you need a gun for?
Right.
Like, what threw me off one day was I went to the gym to work out, and an individual came in and had his pistol on his hip. I'm like, bro, you trying to lift weights and you got a pistol on your hip. What for?
Right.
So from that point on, I said, you ain't gonna never catch me naked again. I'm gonna keep mine with me. You know what I mean? But I'm not the type that I don't need everybody to know I got a pistol on me. You know what I mean? That's something I don't understand. Why you want everybody to know you got a gun? That's a scare tactic to me. That's some insecure stuff going on with that individual. But yeah, man, like what I'm seeing a lot now is our Black youth, their the gang involvement, and they're making this music called drill music.
Yeah. Where
they go back and forth against each other, and they go live with each other and tell you to pull up, and it go down. Their lyrics are really literally spilling over into the streets.
Yep.
And some of these kids, they're not even on the scene like that.
Nope.
They go get Airbnbs and shoot a video with about 4 or 5 guns in there. I ain't gonna tell the secrets or nothing, but I have to tell you this offline. There's some funny stories. These kids are not, they don't think.
No, I watched the documentary about last week. It was about a young lady who it's crazy how this is all connected, but the rapper King Von that just recently died.
Yeah, man.
He killed a young lady in Chicago that had like 20 murders on her record. Hey. So that's kind of what got him famous. She was only 16. But they were talking about how, like you said, it was the drill music, which King Von did drill music as well. But it wasn't just that. She was on Twitter. And so she was basically tweeting what she was getting ready to do and had like a huge following. But she would tweet or throw an emoji on a tweet, which meant like it would be like the devil emoji with a kid running and the water gun. And that means like the next time I see you, I'm gonna kill you. You better run. Yeah. And it was like, and they started piecing it together, and it was just mind blowing. But it spilled. It's now about with social media, these gangs they're just trying to embarrass each other. Like, I'm gonna make you look the worst. I'm gonna kill one of your people, and I'll put a picture of his obituary and write something on it and post it. And it's just like, this is almost enhanced. Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I'm like, and they, kill a person, take their obituary, draw on it, and then post it on Facebook. And it's like social media has almost enhanced this, because now it was always trying to make another gang look weak or not as strong. But now it's like you really embarrassing these people because the world is seeing it. It's crazy.
And then, like, bro, I saw one gang member went to a kid that was murdered on the streets or whatever. I guess he was a rival. Went to his grave site, shot a video, peed on his grave site, and burnt the T-shirt that represented his name or whatever. And they posted that. And so that's why I'm over the gang unit. So we have to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? get out there, try to put those fires out before it actually gets, so it gets out of hand. So we hit the area real hard and make sure our presence is known, so they can't get out there and just be running around looking for stuff to get into. You know what I mean? But bro, it's crazy right now, man. It's so disheartening because you try to get these kids to do the right thing, but when they making fast money by posting stuff on social media and they get so many views, they get money for it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You got these bloggers that keeps that stuff going, these different outlets that will interview these kids and be like, so-and-so rolled up on so-and-so. How does he feel about that? Then they'll do the video shooting this kid, just keeping it going on. And these people, they won't clout, so they'll do whatever. And then they get stuck in that deal where they're trying to live up to the image that they done put out on social media. So they forever got to be hard. Even when they sleep, they got to be hard, and it's just, it's an uphill battle. But, if you can reach one, you're doing your job. And, I got one that I really try to hold on to, and he's had it tough, and especially in the area that he lives in and stuff. So I'm always checking in on him, seeing if he needs something for school, get him some shoes, whatever. I make him pay me by giving me good grades. And so, and he's doing pretty good. He'll be a senior this year.
Okay.
And he's going to go into the military, and then he says he's going to come and join the police department. So
There we go.
I got him in our Junior Explorer program. So he's doing pretty good in that. He's about to graduate. So just out there, man, trying to give back, because I see me in these kids. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in the same environment they came up in. But, a lot of these kids see me now and be like, nah, you ain't lived through nothing. I'm like, bro, I've been everywhere you trying to go. I can tell you about it. You know what I mean? And it's unfortunate that if they're making that fast money, it's hard to convince them to go legit, and say, hey, man, go get a job over here. They're like, why would I can go flip this pack and make $300 in 2 hours versus working 40 hours in a week?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I get it, but at the same time, one has consequences.
Mm-hmm.
It's either death or jail.
Right.
And once you catch that alphabet on your record, bro, it's hard to get a job.
Yeah, for sure.
Then you forced to trap and do the illegal stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, but I've enjoyed my career. 22 years in, hoping to make it to retirement in 3, and me and wife gonna travel.
That's what's up.
Once I get this other.
Get out. Yeah, I'm about to say you got to get one more in college, right?
Yeah,
you can do whatever.
Once I get up out the house, we good. So I got my daughter, my oldest, she about to graduate this year from college. So she's doing music and everything too. I'm
about to say, I know I've seen you post a video of her singing. She's really good, talented.
Yeah, man. So she's young. You got to try to keep grab her and be like, hey, go this way.
Right. Right.
It's tough, bro. Yeah. And that's why I'm telling cats, like I grew, came up, competing and having to raise 2 girls and, trying to do this diet plus working over 80 hours, it's a lot. Some guys, that's all they do is hit the gym. You know? Don't have no kids or, yeah. But,
but so here's the thing. I like that you said that. So first I want to circle back. One of the things when you're talking about as far as obviously it's a huge stigma on police officers right now. I even remember I personally went out of my way to share that I got pulled over, and it was a great encounter. The cop was super nice. I didn't get a ticket. Just let me know. You know what I'm saying? I just felt like I needed to put that out there so we don't have just negative everything.
Right.
Even though I do like you said, you understand both sides. So I see, people of color, feeling a little bit I see it all, but still it's not everybody, like you said. And I wanted to say, like, I appreciate the fact that you talked about the kid that you're impacting, because that's kind of what I do here. I'm like, I might not get the millions of views. I might not get that, but it's one person that might watch this and it might impact them hearing your story. And that's good enough for me.
Absolutely, bro.
That's good enough for me.
We can't save the world, But if you
No.
can save somebody in the world, I mean, you doing your part, bro.
Right.
You know, and that's what that's what makes this job rewarding to me. It's not about money or you know, the power that comes with it. It's the lives that you impact. You know what I'm saying? When you, like, I've been working security somewhere, and a kid, he's an adult, will come up to me and thank me, and I'm like looking at him crazy, and he's like, "Man, I appreciate you having that talk with me." And he'll tell me where we had the encounter and how I put him in the car, and I took him on a long ride and just had a long talk with him.
Right.
And he you know, told me it changed his life. You know, and those are the things right there that you know, makes it worth the trouble, makes it worth the effort.
Most definitely.
You know, giving back. You
I
know,
also feel like the fact, and I tell this all the time, you look like one of us. I say us, but I'm older now. But the younger kids, you look like us. So it's easier to believe you. Like, it's so I feel like there's been such a big gap between youth and adults, because a lot of the time, and I don't say this in the wrong way, you can't go into an urban neighborhood where it's a bunch of black kids and send a white guy in there and try to tell them you need to do everything right. They're not gonna, it's not believable. And I think as far as like leadership and education, especially on the streets, even though I'm not a street guy, but I've been around it and stuff.
Right.
Believability is one of the biggest qualities you have to have. I would say,
absolutely.
I would say in leadership in general, coaching, but like, and I was talking to my mom about this. I'm like, believability is so important. So you having that, like, even the way you're talking now, and I'm listening, I believe every word you say, but you look like me. So like, I'm even as a younger kid, I would be inspired to listen to you. And I think that's really important as well.
And that's something, how can you strive to be something that you can't see?
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So now I got some friends that's not black that can go right into the community. It's about here. It's the heart. You know what I mean? If you show people that you genuine and you truly care about them, and it's not just a job, like that was a complaint that you get. Cops are so disconnected from the community that they serve. They don't get out of the car. They don't interact. So it's a different feel. Like it's a police action every time they get out, instead of, hey, how are you doing? Let me throw the football with your kid. You know, it's not that, because you don't come around. You know what I mean?
Right.
We have to extend ourselves to the community. The community don't have to extend themselves to us. So we have to, it's not a us versus them. It should be we. We should be united, because we need the community just like the community needs us.
Right.
You know what I mean? So in essence, we partner with the community. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it's supposed to be about. It shouldn't be like when I pull up, folks take off running or unless they're doing something bad. But I should be able to pull up to the neighborhood store and go in there and talk to the owner or the clerk, and it not be an issue. I pull over on whatever street and just get out and talk to the kids without it being an issue, because they're used to seeing my face. You know what I'm saying? That's where a lot of officers, especially the younger officers, they've lost that, you know, as far as wanting to get out and interact with the people that you're serving. You know what I'm saying? And then on some fronts, you know, like going back to being something that you can't see. I think that's why we have such a huge discrepancy when it comes to black officers in the field, you know, in law enforcement, because of the mistreatment and what they see on the media. Nobody want to come be a cop right now.
And like you said, music.
No color.
And you said music. So like our biggest influences is what? Athletes, hip hop, and actors, I guess.
Yep.
And so you're basically taking a third of that we all, the only thing that we idolize, and all our music is saying.
You froze up again.
Oh, you got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, if it's athletes, rappers, actors, you're basically taking a third of that, which is the rappers, and that's all the kids listen to, and that's all they hear. And it's, you know, F the police, this, drugs, this, fast money, you know, hoes, what, all that.
Yeah.
And it's like, I thank God that I grew up in a single parent household. I'm actually doing a segment about that this weekend.
Yeah.
Being black and raised by a single mother. But my mom wasn't going for none of that. Like, I couldn't even have Pokemon cards because it was too demonic. Like, so it was different, and I seen a different way of living, and she always put role models in front of me. Like, I was always looking at Ben Carson before he was Ben Carson, but Ben
Right.
Carson, Andre Dawson as a baseball player, dudes that came out of nothing, and that was put in front of me. So like you said, that's what I saw. Whereas a lot of these kids, they're only seeing, and that's not to say that these rappers are terrible people, but let's face it, you're putting out a product that will sell.
That's how you eat.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you're gonna eat irregardless of what you put out. You may be poisoning these folks over here, but they don't affect you.
Right.
So it works for you, it sells, and it paddens your pockets. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with drug dealers. You know what I'm saying? Like you poisoning your own community.
Right.
But you don't care because your pockets is getting fat. So it don't matter to you on the in the grand scheme of things. But yeah, man, like I grew up in a single parent home. Mom's was there as much as she could be, and I'd always vowed, once I turned of age, that I gave myself 18. I said, once I'm 18, you would never have to take care of me again. And I stuck to that, and I left and I went to the military, so my mom could live. You know what I'm saying? Like she done got me this far, buying shoes and, getting me a car, all of these things. Now it's time to let her live.
Right.
So, but I don't think these kids nowadays understand that.
Right.
They think that they think literally that their young lives supposed to extend and just go until they hit 25. I'm like, no, I was out at 18.
Yeah.
And I try to even tell kids, I tell them, if you don't have a plan within 2 years of you graduating high school, military. Go to the military, get you a trade, go to a vocational school, but you can't be in my house or you can't be in your parents' home not doing anything. If your parents getting up and going to work and you sitting at the house playing PlayStation, something wrong.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And especially for young Black teens, I tell them, I said, bro, when you got 2 years, tops, and then you're going to start finding people that's going to influence you to do the wrong thing. You catch that case, once you hit 18, you grown.
Right.
Once you catch that case, you get that felony, you stuck.
Right.
Which now you really forced to try to have to rap. And everybody don't make it in rap.
No.
Half of you ain't even lyrically good. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But the thing is, you try to tell them, hey, military, go get you a vocational. Man, I can't have nobody telling me what to do. They have the misconception or of what the military is, man. The military to me was a foundation for me, man. It taught me how to be a man. It taught me how to be on my own, independent. I came home from military, cats still, charging me for gas money to come pick me up to hang out. And I was past that, bro. I'm getting paid. I got my own money at 18, and you over here charged me $5 to come pick me up to hang.
Right.
Like, I was tripping off of that. But and they made fun of me for leaving and going to the military. But now I look back, some of you cats is either dead, done been to prison, or they just not doing anything. You know what I'm saying? And half of them that have went to prison and got out, it's hard for them. You know what I'm saying? And they'll tell me every time, man, if I could go back in time, I would have did X, Y, Z. You know what I'm saying? And I try to tell kids, man, before you get to that point to where you have to say I shoulda, you got a chance right now to fix that. You know what I'm saying? These are choices that you making. You know what I'm saying? And we all have choices, whether they're good or bad. You have a choice. You have options. You know what I'm saying? Don't sit there and say it's because this person's holding you down and keeping you from. No, bro, we get the same 24 hours in a day.
Right.
Same thing with bodybuilding. Don't get mad at me because I'm over here and I'm winning or whatever. We get the same 24 hours in a day.
Right.
You do your diet, I do mine. And we meet up on stage, and that's what it is.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, man. So I don't want to hold you too much longer. We've been talking for a good while. I think it was definitely some gems in this, which I'm excited to get this uploaded and shared because I've had a cop on here before. He's my guy I went to college with. He's a white guy, cop. We had a really good conversation too, but it's cool to get the other perspective now, from a person of color who's an officer as well, and then bodybuilding and marriage. Like, you're really an inspiration. Like, I don't think a lot of people realize that, but you really and I look at it more, it's not even the bodybuilding, like that's the icing on top. But as far as the career, married man, beautiful family, you look like you're 25, like this is crazy. So yeah, I really appreciate you being on here, but I appreciate you just for being a role model out there too.
Oh man, I appreciate you, Jew, for reaching out to me. I was like, you want me on there? I'm like, yeah, I'm down, bro. And I see the shoe game in the back, bro. Why you had to set it up right there? You stunting.
Bro, that's my background for the podcast, man.
Stunt, dog. Don't make me go in my closet.
Yeah, man.
What size are you?
13, man.
Oh shit. You got them boats over there, boy.
Well, see, and like I have, it's crazy because I'm only about 5'8.5", 5'9", but my daddy is 6'5".
Okay.
And my little sister is 6'1".
Yeah.
My little brother is 6'4". So it just like we're half, but it just skipped me.
Yeah.
But he gave me a size 13. I look like some shoes I won't even buy, like Jordan 5s, I won't buy because they're so thick. And I'm like a 13 and I'm 5'8", it just don't look good. So I won't even buy that shoe, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy. Size 13, boy.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say like 9.5, 10.
Nah.
I was about to say, yeah, let me see what you got over there.
Nah, I wish, man. I wish. But yeah, so is there anything else you want to say, man?
No, man, I just want to hope to inspire some folks, man, and especially the folks that's out there on the grind every day, doing the job, being a parent and still trying to stay fit and everything, man. Do it, Don't make excuses. Don't complain about it because you chose that. You know what I'm saying? You chose to compete. You can stop at any time, but you just don't know who all you inspire by what you do. People, get mad because I post daily deposits and stuff like that, but it's not for everybody. It's just to get people, motivated. Mm-hmm. What's up, dude? I'll get it in a minute. Send my work back. But yeah, it's to motivate somebody. You know what I mean? Because people see like, damn, dude done been at work all this time, and then he get off and he's still. What's my excuse?
Right.
And I've had people message me and be like, damn, bro, I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna go ahead and get up and do it too, bro. Because I tag people, and I just tell them to tag somebody, and that's how it spreads, and just. It ain't bragging or anything like that. It's just holding people accountable, those that want to be held accountable. If not, shit, scroll on. It ain't no big deal. But, yeah, man, I've enjoyed it. Like I said, I've met some cool people in the sport, and that's what it's all about. Hell, if it wasn't for fitness, I wouldn't even know you. You know what I mean? So, just coming back, and one beautiful thing about my final show was competing against a bunch of cats that used to be amateurs. And I felt like an old man backstage because they was like, man, I've been following you since blah, blah, blah. And now I get to compete against you. And I'm like, damn, thanks for making me feel old. But, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? I was embracing it all, taking pictures with people. And
now you know how LeBron feels.
Yeah. I haven't had that success like a lot of these guys, but I have been all the way to the Olympia and I grinded, I've experienced it, so I can talk about it. And I've been fortunate to, at least earn one jacket. Right. People see people like Dre, Ray, and all these cats that win constantly. That's hard.
Yeah. I call that fantasy turn reality. So like, and I say the same thing about like athletes, like LeBron James is not realistic. To most. So stop thinking that. And Dre, and the thing about Dre that makes me laugh, and it's not about him, it's about the perception. It's like people forgot he had to grind to get where he's at now.
I remember before Dre went on his run, dude would get off a stage and hit the plane, and like we did Atlanta together. Yeah. He got on stage and was in New York to do New York Pro right after that. Yep. And then after that, dude, it was like his body transformed some more. And then I think his first pro win was in Arizona. And then after that, dude became untouchable. Yeah. And that's consistency. And on top of that, dude been doing it for 5 years. Yeah. Or longer. You know what I'm saying? That's at that high level, winning like that.
Right.
16 wins in this division is crazy.
Yeah.
That's unreal.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't even
and,
know if that, honestly, I don't know if that gets touched. And so I
No,
personally, I tell people this, as far as physique goes, I think Dre is the GOAT of our division.
I think Dre is definitely, it's just unreal. Like his abs, just
Yeah,
all,
the whole thing.
you know, do solid. You know
I
what I'm
think
saying?
he's one
I like
Olympia
Brandon.
win for me, like officially saying
Yeah.
he is.
That
Yeah.
right there. If he can nail it and come in all the way like he did just at Tampa and how he looked at the Arnold when he won, he bring that to Olympia, it's gonna be a problem, you know. But you know, like even watching Brandon, you know, when he was coming up, you know what I'm saying? That's how far back I go. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember talking to Brandon when he came to Texas and did a show and he didn't get the placing that he wanted. And I was like, man, you young, bro.
Yeah.
You gonna be on top. Just keep working at it. And now look at it.
What's funny is, like, you wouldn't know this, but like I said, I've been following this sport hard. Like, I remember the first I remember being like, I don't know who won. Like, I was Mark Anthony. I'm like, he won. I'm like, but number 2 is a problem.
Buendia.
And it was Buendia. And then look what happened. But I even remember Brandon, it might have been the Texas show, him losing, him ranting on Facebook in the status, getting upset, going to Colorado Pro. He won that to qualify, and then next thing you know, he's at the O, and I think he might have got top 6 that year. But it was like he was pissed off that it ended up working out. And I'm like, I don't know if the majority of the fans now just weren't paying attention back then, but like the top guys that we see, Brandon, Ray, Dre, grinded
They
to
all
get
took
there.
losses.
The only
They
person is
losses.
what, Kyron? He's the guy to give, if you really want to think about it, he the one who went pro and just snapped his fingers.
And took off.
Yeah.
Right. But most of these cats had to take ill. Buendia, he came in, it was different. You know what I'm saying? He I guess was like the golden boy when he came in. Yeah. But Dre, Ray, I mean, hell, we all did Atlanta together. And now look at these cats. You know what I'm saying? I'm still here.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm good with it. You know, if I'm gonna losing to them is not bad. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like I done been on stage with George. George was one of the first pro cats that came and showed me some things. You know what I'm saying? At Pittsburgh Pro was, I believe, my first show. And dude, he walked me through, you know, backstage, just showing me, giving me gems, man, like saying, this how you get in the game. This, you got to get your face out there, go meet some of these sponsors, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? And George is another one that's consistent. You know what I'm saying? I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, when I'm done, I need my margaritas and my chips and my salsa, and I need to be left alone. You know what I'm saying? But whenever I lock in and I go with it. But these cats are consistent. I'm like, damn, do y'all just ever want to eat a McDonald's consistently or go get you a burger and just, you know, miss the gym for a while? But they stay peeled always. And that's not me.
Well,
you know
and, see, again, that's another thing I tell people, though. It's not fair. I watch Dre's videos and stuff. That man be eating whatever the heck he want.
He a freak, man.
That's why we try to tell. I'm like, bro, I'm not watching him to follow Jack. I'm watching him out of amazement that like this dude is one of the best that we'll see. But I'm not. There's nothing Dre says. I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna go do that. Like, no.
Yeah. I done sat and got off stage and went and got me a burger and stuff, and like, I'm gonna maintain. Yeah. You know, because I see how they do it. I'm like, this ain't working. Like, where my abs go that quick? You know what I'm saying? But they do it, and I don't know if they secretly going to do cardio right after they had a meal or what. But I've never been able to stay super lean after a show and just maintain. Unless I know I got another show to do, then I'll make that run. But when I'm done, I put it up until next season, and then I peel off, you know, and go back through the whole process again. You can ask Ryan to show you some of my pics. He was scratching his head. He's like, ooh.
He doing that right now with me. Don't worry.
Yeah. I'm like, man, don't judge me. The beauty is underneath all that.
Yeah, you know? For sure. So all right, here's a question popped in my head. So let's say this is random, like fantasy, but let's say somewhere IFBB decides we're gonna do Masters Olympia.
I'm in.
You would come back?
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to know.
I just don't think that they want to put money into that,
Right.
you know, and that's what kind of bothers me is like when you get to a certain age, man, I mean, we still compete, man. If you look at the quality of master pros now, shit, we all it is our age. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? But like we still able to compete with the open.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't have got up there and if I knew I was going to embarrass myself,
Right.
I'm still running with the young bucks, the 20 plus year old cats.
Right.
So I think if they did do something like that, oh yeah, bro, I'll be, you know, gas foot to the pedal on that one and,
I just
try
don't
to get back in there.
For me, it just doesn't make sense why you have Masters Pro shows and Master Pro wins, but there's no
Because they don't do nothing. It's like not to discount it or anything like that. When I won, I wasn't excited about that because
right.
if you look at the pitch, you can see my expression was like, you know, when they called my name for the Masters, because I was more concerned at that time for the Open. You know what I'm saying? And then when they took that, I was like, man, all right. And then the pay is like, I'm like, bro, they ain't gonna pay for my room.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, it's cool, but I don't need no more trophies. I don't need no more ribbons. I don't want no more damn swords. It's about the check at that point, man. When you competing, like that's the reward, you know. And so I don't know. Maybe if they got some sponsors that would play with that idea and do something like that, I think that'd be dope, man.
Yeah,
because 35 ain't old, bro.
No,
is it? It's 35 and up, right?
It's 35 and up. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, shit, you just now hitting your stride at 35, man.
Especially in this sport.
That's that mature muscle.
Yeah,
at
especially
35.
in this sport. Especially in this
bro,
sport.
So I'm like, man, y'all. I'm 45, but I'm just saying, like, 35 is not old, man.
No.
You still got cats still playing in the leagues, you know what I'm saying? Baseball, football, basketball at 35.
I mean, we still got dudes on, like Dre has got to be 34, 35 up there. I'm pretty sure.
They younger, but
young,
man, that's still, you know, for whatever reason, dude's like, no, dude, I ain't competing in Masters.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it's a check.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why not do both? If the object is to compete, if there's an open and a master show at that, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do both.
You know, all you're doing is posing.
Winning both.
All you're doing is posing. It's not like you got to do like 4 different lifts for each one.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know, man. I guess, you know, it's a stigma. You know, folks don't want to be considered old. I ain't old. I'm, you know, I feel good. You know, I'm in a good shape. Like I said, it's just a number.
Yeah.
You know, I know plenty of young cats can't do what I do. So
I know plenty of young cats that don't look like you do anyway. So I'm just physique wise, face wise, whatever. Like you don't look 45.
Yeah, some of them that lived a hard life or putting the wrong stuff in their body, man.
Right.
And your body will tell on you just the same way your body will tell on you when you're cheating on a diet.
Yep. I know it.
You can't hide it. You know what I'm saying?
I hope Coach don't watch this because he's gonna be like, "Yep, Julian is he knows all about that."
Hey, but when you peel down, boy, you're a problem.
I've been waiting on it, bro. I gotta. So I went through a whole bunch of. You probably don't know, but I went through a divorce.
No.
I went through a divorce. I'll talk to you about it off this, but I went through a divorce and I was good. I was at 225, getting in shape, and then hit, and I had a couple of rough months, man. I live in Arizona now, so I moved to Arizona and came out here.
Watching out there, boy. I've seen some videos of them folks. They proud out there.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll tell you, man.
Yeah, I've been a little careful. The place I'm in is called Surprise. It's a small little city. It's about 40 minutes from Phoenix. Real quiet, a little bit older. So I like that. Like that's my vibe. I don't like crazy, and
Oh yeah, bro. That's man. Life happens, bro. And like I said, this is why I tell people with this sport, if it was paying your bills, I could see. But if it ain't, you pay more to compete than what you're gonna make. You know what I'm saying? Unless you one of the top guys. And this is not throwing no shade or nothing. That's facts.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You still gotta pay for your pro card, although you earned it. You still gotta pay for it. which is crazy.
Right.
And then, you know, your meal prep, your coach, you know, all of these things. So when life happens and you can't give that full 100% commitment to it, man, fall back.
Yeah.
You know, you ain't impressing nobody to say, yeah, I went through it and did this and this, and I still competed, but you didn't win.
Right.
You didn't even play. So what's the victory in that?
Right.
Your pockets got hit.
Yeah.
Instead of falling back and getting your situation right to where you can have a stress-free prep. And there's nothing wrong with pulling back. You know what I'm saying? Your coach can't make you do a show. You can only make you do a show. Be like, hey man, I'm not feeling it right now. Mentally, just like Lil Simone, the
Vibes,
Olympian. Yeah. Mentally, if she ain't there, what am I doing?
Yeah.
What am I doing it for? Go up there and break my damn neck for
I
y'all?
was-
Just so
yeah,
y'all can say I
and
didn't
what
quit?
she do is way more dangerous. Ain't no
Bruh.
way.
Like, man, please.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like, you ain't going up on stage just to get on stage, man. Like, you trying to make it count when you get up there. So make sure that everything is lined up financially, mentally, physically, in that order. You know what I'm saying? Make sure your family life is good too. So when you hit this prep, you can hit it full steam ahead and don't have no distractions that's gonna cause you to worry or you angry, upset. You know what I'm saying? That's when it's not fun.
Yeah.
You know, so make sure you got all of those things lined up, man, and that way your prep, like I said, everything lined up this past prep for me. By far in my entire pro career, this was the easiest prep, and I think it was my best look.
Yeah.
On top of Olympia.
Right.
With Ryan, because my wife prepped my meals. Shout out to my sponsor. You know what I'm saying? She helped, you know, prep my meals, you know, when I would have long days at work. She just made it real easy as far as, you know, no stress. We didn't argue much. We still went out. I found a spot that I could go to, my favorite little restaurant, and they knew to, you know, make my chicken and, you know, put me some veggies or a bowl of fruit out.
Right.
That way I could still have that family time and quality time and still stay on my diet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it just, I didn't have no stress. And that is key in a prep, man. No stress and you'll have a good prep, man.
For
and
sure.
You'll be excited when you hit that stage.
Yep.
And I know for you, it's a reset for you. Now you have a different perspective on life.
Yep.
And without me knowing the whole situation, I can only imagine. So, you know, we take losses, but we learn from them. Those losses turns into lessons.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So take whenever you're walking through a valley, man, just don't stop. Walk through that valley, go all the way through it and find out what's on the other side, but learn while you're walking.
Yes,
You know
sir.
what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And that's the best game I can give you, brother.
And we'll end it right there for this. We'll
Yeah.
end it right there. That's perfect. So for those listening, I appreciate you tuning in. For those watching, you got to see my beautiful face and a 45-year-old that looks like he's 21's face. For all those that want to follow Ant, I will put his like Instagram in the description so you can check that out. I thank you for joining. You have a great rest of the day. Thank you for listening. We out.